Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka 2BCQ, aka the Beast with the Least. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Call of Duty Black Ops 7, the 22nd Call of Duty game, I believe. There's too many to count. But yeah, before we get into that, let's hit that intro. Okay, so as per the norm, you guys like what I do on this channel. If you listen to my podcast, you like my discussions with my buddies, hit that like button, share, subscribe, notification bell, all those things. But you know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into these thoughts of mine, and quick thoughts before I get into my deeper dive into this, I guess. You know what? Actually, it's going to be an unpopular opinion. I like this year's Call of Duty. Granted, it's Call of Duty, so if you like Call of Duty, the way it is, it's Call of Duty. There's, there's obviously going to be some differences that are not very popular right now if you are looking on the internet. But, as a Call of Duty game, it's Call of Duty. And, yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into the deeper thoughts. Starting with zombies. I don't have a lot of thoughts on this one because I've played some zombies. I'm just not a zombies guy. I know, hey, I'm doing a review on this game. Maybe I should play a lot of zombies, but, I don't really consider these reviews. These are my thoughts on the game. And, it's zombies. It's fine. They got the rounds, round-based zombie stuff. You fight zombies. You got the weapon. It's Call of Duty Zombies. It's just, they try to do some different stuff. If there's even anything different in this game compared to previous games, I would not be the person to go to for that. It is just not. I don't play a lot of zombies or enough zombies to be able to know what's different. Yeah. But let's go into the two things that I do know more of. We'll start with the multiplayer, because this one probably be another quick hitter thing, whatever. And I like it. It's Call of Duty. It's got the Omni movement, dolphin diving, sliding, some of the newer stuff that they've introduced with Black Ops 6 and all that. But again, it's Call of Duty. If you like that frenetic, twitchy, fast-paced, just boom, 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 get in the action real quick. Yeah, this year's Call of Duty, you're gonna like it. It is Call of Duty. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what more to say on that because, they release these things every year. So, but the maps are good. They feel really good. A lot of older maps returning. Like Hijacked and stuff like that. Yeah, again, if you've played Call of Duty, this is exactly what you get these games for, typically. Most people. But let's move to what everyone is in a tizzy about on the internet over this year's Call of Duty, and that is the campaign. And yeah, I do have a pretty good amount of thoughts on this. Right off the bat, look, I don't mind the campaign. Is it a Call of Duty campaign? I would say no, just based off that to me it seems like, from all reports, it was Raven Software apparently that is the one who did the campaign for this year's game. So to me it seems like maybe they were wanting to do something else or whatever, and Activision was like, no, go ahead and make a Call of Duty campaign. That's what we want you to do. And they made what they made. It feels more like a Destiny thing with a lot of the stuff. There's like abilities and things like that. Not abilities like Destiny, but like the high jump, um, a grapple shot, just things like that. Stuff that you would expect, I guess, maybe in a Call of Duty that was set in the future. But it just, yeah, the way the campaign is structured is just very. You're doing missions, you're killing, you're shooting bad guys, killing bad guys, and then there's a boss fight at the end. And the way they justify that is that you are basically infected by this chemical called the Cradle, which I believe was introduced in Black Ops 6. So yeah, they justify that's how you're seeing these things, like a giant tree monster, a giant soldier character, Menendez coming back. Yeah, different things, that when taken out of context, it just looks really weird and clearly not part of what Call of Duty has been. When, yes, of course, Call of Duty's a military shooter. Even when they went into future stuff, they still tried to be very military in the aesthetic of the game. But, what would the military look like in the future and things like that? Never anything like this. And I understand this is a Black Ops game. Black Ops 7 is the 7th Black Ops game. 8 if you count Black Ops Declassified. Actually, it might be 9 because I think there's a DS game that is considered a Black Ops game that is a separate story, but I would have to fact check that. So yeah, they're probably running out of ideas on how to make games trippy, or the Black Ops games specifically trippy, because it's not like the Modern Warfare games where it's just make a military shooter. That's it. These ones, they've tried to be more, like, there's twists and things like that. And I know in Black Ops 3 they did delve into some of that weird shit with the whole forest in the snow tree thing, whatever it was, tree in the snow forest, frozen forest. There we go, tree in the frozen forest. That was the thing, and something about a character's mind being overtaken by another character. It was a very weird campaign for that game. But yeah, so I just think that what Raven Software was doing was trying to be different than normal Call of Duties, or maybe they did this on purpose because they didn't really want to make a Call of Duty game or campaign or whatever, and wanted to do their own thing. I mean, Raven Software has made other games before they were just put on the Call of Duty. I mean, a lot of these, Beanox, Treyarch did stuff before just becoming a Call of Duty studio. High Moon Studios, all these studios that just are now on the Call of Duty train. So yeah, I have my gripes with the campaign in that, it is not Call of Duty in the way it flows, but the way it plays, for the most part, it just feels like a Call of Duty game. And I honestly think if you took the Call of Duty skin off and made it something else, like a Destiny expansion or something, this would be fine. Or like some new game made by Raven Software or whatever. That would have probably been fine. I think people wouldn't be as upset. Because honestly, I think it's a mixture of Call of Duty fatigue and them doing something that is clearly not like your standard typical, Call of Duty, like, oh yeah, we here's a military shooter with military, whatever, for the story. So I do believe it's just kind of overblown with the way the internet is kind of just going on the hate train against this year's Call of Duty, and not to take away from the people who just legitimately hate Call of Duty regardless. I'm just not I'm not jumping on that train as much as other people, because again, yeah, it doesn't flow like normally, how a Call of Duty campaign would be. But if you just take it at face value and just be like, oh, it's just this, I think it's fine. It's nothing to blow your socks off. I will say it's a weird choice to make it online. You can't pause the game. You can't. There's no save points in the missions, which leads me, why I said it feels like a Destiny thing or whatever, like a strike mission. You have to start over from the mission. It's completely co-op. You can play solo if you turn off squad fill, but it's meant to be played up to 4 players. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a very weird year for Call of Duty. Probably not the year that they want to maybe have a misstep, but that's a video for another time. Yeah, I don't know, man. This as you can tell, it's a little weird to talk about this. Like, I don't know what to say, because or for the most part anyway, because it is Call of Duty. Like, at the end of the day, it feels like Call of Duty. It feels the way Call of Duty has felt for fucking years. But they've made some weird choices, specifically with the campaign. So, yeah. But, I don't know. If I were to give this, like, a score in the end, like, it's a 7. Like, it's not this horrible thing, that people make it out to be. Like, it's got a weird story that's not bad, just doesn't work for Call of Duty. It plays fine. The game's not broken, which, like, how many games launch broken, so, a 7 seems fine, but I don't know. Alright, yeah, this is just me rambling, I guess, on this year's Call of Duty, but I'll go ahead and end it there. Again, you like what I do on this channel, you like my podcast, go ahead and give that a listen. I would love more viewers on those videos. But again, subscribe, like, comment, share, hit the notification bell, do the things. I've been Everett, and until next time, I'll catch you later.